Hello, everybody. So nice to be back. So nice to see you. Thank you so much for making it, for committing to your highest self, for having set that intention and showing up here ready for our last day together. I'm actually so sad. It is so interesting to just like go through this process with all of you and being able to connect with you and read all of the messages. It has been such a beautiful, beautiful journey. And it is always so nerve-wracking to build this up and like with the team and the emails and the this and whatever. But then when we're here sitting together, I just feel my heart light up so much. So thank you so, so much for making it. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for having stood up to that commitment you did on day one. Let me know if you're here since day one. I see some familiar faces. And today we're gonna have a beautiful, really, hopefully mind-blowing class session, get together, hang out, whatever, okay? The reason I'm saying that is because today we're going to talk about a topic that I feel with my clients in session has the biggest impact. And so there's so much information in the human design system, but I do really feel that these arrows, these variables are the ones that are like, oh my God. And when I share them with my clients, I can see how their body is like, you can really see them relax, this whole tension in their body suddenly is like released. So I'm very excited to share this information with you today. And for that, we're really going to have to look at your human design chart, okay? So Claudia's here, as always, rock by my side, my generator to my projector, and she's gonna send in the chat the free chart in case you don't have it at hand. Just remember, download it, put your information and have it at hand, because today we're going to look into some details, okay? And as always, before we begin, let's just take a moment to calm ourselves. I'm so excited. Also, today is, I know yesterday I went way over time because it's like, I want to give you as much information as possible. And I actually was like, I haven't given enough, all of the information. But today we're going to have a longer session. The meditation is also going to be longer today, because I really want to take you on this beautiful journey of discovery and healing. And the feedback of the meditations, there's been so much joy, laughter, and tears. And I truly believe that having that space to release some of the shit that has been, like building up with these horrible, intense eclipses that we've just overcome. I'm really excited to do a really like in-depth meditation. Also, today, I'm gonna pick a couple of people to give a free live little human design information, okay? And I'm saying this because if you're interested to see how human design makes sense, to see it click in real life, to see how to contextualize it, not only read some like random bits and bubbles that you find on the internet, but actually like be like, oh, that's what it means, and see how it lands. A lot of you have opt-in. And so I was talking to my team today, but the magic really that every time is like incredible is that I will pick, we would have picked at random as well, but I can only pick people who are here. So we have your permission to do this, in an open space so you feel comfortable and safe. And I'm gonna ask you to send your chart. So it's great if you have it here ready, you're downloading it, because we're gonna look into the variables, but the magic happens when I just like choose randomly. Last year, I got somebody who had birthday the exact same day as me, so that was quite fun. So this is what we're gonna do. And before we begin, especially for me, because I'm so excited, we're gonna take a breath. So take a breath, let's create some energy, let's really feel that energy pent up in our body, the power that we hold by just creating movement, feeling electrified. Another deep breath through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And when you feel the energy is full and your arms are kind of hurting, today I went to the gym and my arms literally are hurting because I did a lot of like arm work. Let's put our right hand on our heart, our left and our belly. And just really acknowledge this beautiful opportunity that we have here to have found our fractals and be sitting in this penta energy and really understand that the energy that we're cultivating and creating in this space has a ripple effect. And to make that commitment to your higher self, that you will no longer self-abandon the messages your true authentic self is sending you, that you will be open to the truth revealing itself to you, that you will embrace, even if it comes with fear and uncertainty, to trust that you are worthy of creating the life that your soul and heart desires. Take a deep breath. Let's claim this energy of committing to your higher self, of no longer self-abandoning and stepping into uncertainty and fear because you know that you've got yourself. And to claim this energy, put in the chat, I claim this energy. I am ready to up-level. I am ready to up-level. Let's claim it. Last day, put that in the chat. I am ready, I'm ready. Let's up-level together. It is going to be so beautiful, so fantastic, so much fun. And okay, let's get started. So, yes, I'm ready to up-level. Yay! I love it. Okay, so here's the thing, right? There are so many things about ourselves that we deem unperfect, as we discussed over the last, wait, I gotta get out of the sun. As we discussed over the last couple of days, there's so much that feels shameful about who we are. There's so often that concept, that idea of the way that I'm doing things is wrong. And it comes from this conditioning that society has told us, hey, there's only one way of doing things. And as we're moving into the new paradigm, we're actually realizing that there is 1,000 million ways of doing things. And so each and every one of you has the specific, unique way of showing up that will inspire others to move in their authenticity. And today what we're going to look at is how you can be at the right time, at the right place. Because a lot of times we see people and we're like, oh, they're just lucky. Oh, you know, they just like whatever, have some connections, or they're just, yes, we all have certain circumstances that put us in certain positions. But how can we utilize our energetic authenticity in the guidance of the universe to really be ready and be at the time and place we need to be? And so there are so many rules, especially in the spiritual community, where it's like, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and you have to drink your water with lemon. If I see another vlog of like some spiritual influencer being like, I'm drinking my water with lemon, no offense to anybody who's drinking water with lemon, okay? But I really want you to understand that this concept of there's just one way to be correct spiritual is actually not what we need to step into to be able to live and be in our full potential. I'm seeing a lot of people sharing their files. Do not share your files yet, my beautiful souls. We will get to it. If you do it now, I won't see you later. We've got like a whole like this is how it's going to work, okay? I'm gonna give you a guideline so that you cool your horses, my beautiful souls. I'm gonna share about the variables. Then I'm going to explain to you how the enrollment for the training will work. Then I'm gonna pick and choose a couple of winners of this live reading, and then we're going to do the beautiful meditation. So when I ask you, when I invite you, I will be like, please share your chart. Now is the time to choose the winner. And then you can share your file. I want you to be present. I want you to be open. I want you to be receiving of this very valuable information and not get ahead of yourself of getting your reading. Okay? Okay. Perfect. So the variables. The variables are when you pull up your human design, the arrows on top of your body graph. And today I'm gonna get right to it, okay? I remember that I had this client that came to me, 25-year-old guy, super engaged, young, full of energy. And he's like, Mike, I think I'm doing spirituality wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean you're doing spirituality wrong? And he's like, well, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm eating all of these things in a structural way. I meal prep. I do everything like the way that people tell me, my coaches tell me, that everybody tells me I need to do. And yet I feel like I'm falling off the wagon. I don't have consistency. And I'm just feeling worse every day. And when we looked at his arrows, we realized that that was actually against the nature of his being. And so we often think that there's just this one path to get us where we want to go, but each and every one of you has individual aspects that allow you to collaborate with the universe so that you are divinely guided. And so when you stop forcing yourself towards a direction that is actually draining your energy, you will find yourself and your purpose so much quicker. Okay, so what we will see with these arrows, and you know what, I'm gonna quickly share my own chart so that we have a reference of what I'm talking about, okay? Do you all have, okay, before we begin, energy type in the chat, energy type in your chat. What is your energy type? Let me know your authority, let me know your profile. It's so beautiful to see reflectors. So yes, share with me your information. This is my chart. Here she is, completely stripped and naked. I think it's so funny how there's so many people like astrologers who are like, I will never tell anybody what my astrology is. I'm like, is it that bad? Are you judging yourself? What are you gonna hide, girl? And so I'm okay with it. Listen, if you need to judge me, I'm fine. It's gonna be okay. I literally did not choose this, although I would argue that my soul actually did choose this, but this is a whole nother conversation to have. So the thing that I want you to really focus on are these arrows here. Yes? Give me an okay once you have your chart in front of you and you can see and have identified your arrows. Go to my website, my beautiful souls, because I know that you like to go getting information from random other places. Go to my website, free chart. Claudia has put it in the chat. Have a look at your arrows. Okay, let me know. Okay, you've got your arrows. You're ready to go. You're ready to look at this. So there's two ways your arrows will be shown to you. And this is going to be fantastic because, you know, me and my dyslexia are going to have some fun trying to explain the different arrows to you. So yay. So there's going to be arrows, okay, that are pointing to the left. The arrows that are pointing to the left in your chart are the arrows that are representative of the old paradigm, of the way of doing that we have experienced the last 400 years, okay? So these arrows that point to the right are what we are familiar with. The arrows that are pointing to the left, the arrows that are pointing to the left, these are the arrows that we're familiar with. This is the way of doing that we're accustomed. This is the way society tells us this is okay, this is the way we build structures, this is the way we build strategies. This is the way we have been taught in school to pay attention. But for all of you that are having arrows that are pointing to the right, know that your arrows are representative and are telling us and are signaling towards the new paradigm. Your way of doing has not yet been revealed to you. And that comes with a very important responsibility. You all, no matter what your arrows show, have a responsibility to the gifts that you've been given in this lifetime. And specifically for all of you who have arrows pointing to the right, let me know if you have arrows pointing to the right. You're gonna show us how to live life differently. You're gonna break open the possibility of what success and abundance and a fulfilling life will look like for the rest of us. Yeah? So we're gonna go through each arrow so that we deeply understand what they mean, and why they are the way that they are and how this will impact your life. And should I share my arrows? Should we try without? I'm gonna try without, okay? You let me know if you prefer to see the arrows. We're gonna start with what I call an active brain. If you have the first top left arrow pointing to the left, okay, so the way mine is, this one here, right? This means that you have an active brain. This means that you're here to overthink. This means that if somebody's like, oh, why are you always overthinking? You are an expert overthinker. Your gift is overthinking. You are allowed to overthink, okay? But what you want to control is the quality of your thoughts, right? So you have an active brain, meaning you're somebody who needs more fuel, meaning even if you're a projector who doesn't have consistent energy or has generally just less amount of energy to digest food, your brain is like hungry and you're constantly wanting to take in information. And you can be doing 3,000 things at the same time. You can be watching a TV show and scrolling on your thingy and then also like having the radio in the back and having a conversation with your boyfriend on the side, okay? But this active brain is there to make you understand that you're somebody who really has a lot of energy in your brain power. How does this look like if you have a passive brain? A passive brain means this arrow is pointing to the left. Okay, sorry, to the right. Here we go. When this arrow points to the opposite side of this, okay, to the right, then you have a passive brain. What does a passive brain mean? A passive brain, nothing in human design is ever to be derogatory. Everything in human design is as it is and is your nature, and therefore it is perfect for you to fulfill your goals. I got a lot of questions. A lot of my clients in session are like, I was so afraid. I'm afraid you're gonna say I'm like bad or like my life sucks. Nothing in your chart will ever dictate good or bad. It will allow you to understand the positive and the fear. But it is not about, oh, I'm better than anybody else. You are uniquely you. And you are perfect in your form, in your design, in your mechanics to achieve what your soul has been set out to achieve in this lifetime. Okay? And we all are here to achieve different things. And so if you have a passive brain, meaning that this top left arrow is pointing to the right, to the new paradigm, it means that you're somebody who needs to digest slowly. You cannot be sitting in this meeting or call and also be checking your phone and trying to have a conversation. You will be overwhelmed if you're taking in too much information from all different sides. And having a passive brain means exactly that. You're not here to be an overthinker. You're really here to take things as they come one by one. And the thing that this represents as well, this specific arrow is one of my absolute favorite because it represents, drum roll, consistency. If you have this arrow pointing to the left, like I do on my chart that you see here, that means you're somebody who's going to thrive on consistency. What did we say the last days? What is every book about how to become a millionaire and how to become successful? What are they going to preach? You have to be disciplined and consistent because that is the way of the strategies that we've built for the old paradigm to work. And this means that you're just gonna have this natural inclination to wake up every day at the same time, eat lunch at the same time, and it kind of helps you feel at ease. But what if you have this passive brain? Then you are inconsistent. And that already starts sounding a bit, I'm inconsistent. Doesn't sound like that's gonna be great for me, right? And so what happens is that a lot of people who are inconsistent that have this passive brain, you're gonna look at like the 40-day Kundalini practice and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna fall off the wagon. Or you're going to start engaging into a certain practice or commitment to yourself, and you're going to be so strict. And every time you fall off the wagon, you like self-flagellate yourself, like, oh my God, I'm not consistent. I don't have what it takes. I will never achieve blah, blah, blah. I will never be successful. I will never have that body because I'm not training with the regularity that the internet is telling me. But that is not how it works. So it is so important to understand that you're here to show us that you can achieve success. You can be successful on social media, which is also, you have to post consistently. No, you don't. Spoiler alert, you do not need to post consistently if you have a passive brain, okay? Why? Because the reason that you have this capacity to be consistent with an active brain, why you are gifted with consistency, is because your body needs that in order to be able to think. You know this concept of like, I'm gonna wear the same clothes every single day because if not, I'm gonna be too stressed out every day trying to think what I wear. That is how the consistent brain works. This is why when you have an arrow that points to consistency, because you're overthinking, the last thing you need is to be like, okay, so yeah, I'll just figure out when I'll have lunch today, and I don't know what direction I'm gonna go and do, and we'll figure out, because your mind is like, oh my God, I need to do this and this and this and this. But on the contrary, if you are inconsistent, then you're going to feel drained when you force yourself to wake up every day at the same time, have lunch at the same time, work in your office hours, and never be able to move out of that structure. You're gonna feel drained, you're gonna lose your spark, and you won't be where you have to be, because instead of listening to the guidance of your body and the energy field that is bringing you to the right places to fulfill your purpose, you're gonna be stuck in that like self-hatred thoughts of like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I don't have consistency. Why did I wake up late again? I didn't eat when I should have eaten. I meal prep, but now I'm like not in the mood for what I've been eating, and it's gonna bring you down. Okay? Consistency, so important, because there's, especially within the spiritual wellness community, such, and even success in business, there's such high emphasis on you needing to be consistent that it can be really soul wrecking. Next, we're gonna, let me know if this resonates. Next, we're gonna go into discipline. And this is a tough one, because discipline is one of those things that our inner child is like, it's whimpering. It's like, you have to be more disciplined. It's like, this is already like so painful. So again, if we look at the bottom left arrow pointing to the right, like minus, okay, I'm what we call a quad left, right? No, left, a quad left. So the bottom arrow on the left side pointing to the left means that you are somebody who is disciplined. What does this exactly mean? Because I have ADHD, I quit school when I was 16, I'm a 3-5 profile. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like chaotic, I'm like a mess, like disciplined. But it is true that if I have a bird's eye perspective and I look at the way that I've created my career in the last 5 years, I can see that I have been disciplined, and I've put myself through situations that I might not always have wanted myself to put through. And somehow discipline comes easy to me. My soul doesn't hurt when I am disciplined. I understand that there's something higher there that I'm committing to. And so discipline is really this understanding that you're able to pull through and get shit done and do it without it being this incredible, like, soul hurting process. On the other side, if you have the bottom left arrow pointing to the new paradigm, then you are undisciplined. And that already sounds bad. I've never heard anybody be like, oh my God, you're so undisciplined, amazing, that's incredible. Like, we have this shadow aspect of discipline. Like, if you are not disciplined, that you are bad, then you are shameful, that you don't have grit, then you're not able to achieve the things that you desire to achieve. But the truth is completely different. So the reason in the new paradigm we won't need discipline anymore is because you are going to be so able to be your consciousness in unique purpose expressed that you know that none of us, we won't need discipline to get us through shit. In the old paradigm, we had to have strategies, we had to work the job, we had to do the shit we didn't want to do because we were sacrificing for the tribe. But now there is no sacrificing for anybody. You as undisciplined have the freedom to tap into your true desire and start doing the things that only you want to do. And so instead of looking at being undisciplined and that being a bad thing, it is actually the portal to freedom that you represent, and trusting that your desire and your purpose manifested in this lifetime is enough to get you there. You do not need to force yourself. You do not need to discipline yourself. You do not need to do the shit you don't want to do, and you will still be worthy of love, success, abundance, recognition, and all of the other things your soul has come to experience in this lifetime. Do we understand? Yeah? Okay. And this is huge because I'm okay. I have consistency, I have discipline, I wake up, I do my thing. It's always this, that. I'm German. I'm a splenic projector. It's a very this is where it shows up. I'm very routinary. This top arrow pointing to the left is like, no matter where I am in the world, I kid you not, I will find my route. And by I will find my route, I mean, I will go to the same coffee place and then I'll make a connection and then I'll do this. And every day I will walk the same street to have my coffee. There's a lot of hate about Starbucks and whatever. I don't even want to get into political implications, but in the Y2K area of my lifetime, okay, it is this is my safe place. No matter where I go, I know I can get my matcha, I can get whatever, and it's going to be the same everywhere. There's something about this concept of finding safety in the routine that is so soothing to me. But on the opposite, on the contrary, I've also seen how people feel so caged in by that, right? It hurts them every single day when this alarm is waking them up to go to work or bring their children to school every single day, every single hour. It's every day the same. How? It is so hurting to you in your soul in the depth of your existence. And so it is a really, really deep conditioning that our society has told us. You're only good and you can only achieve things when you're consistent and disciplined. And for all of you who are not, you're really here to show us that there's a different way. And that takes courage, and it takes for you to be really brave and step out of the rules that society has given us. The next is going to be the right top arrow pointing to the right. The right top arrow pointing to the right, the way that it is here, okay, like moi. This is focus. You're somebody who has a very...
Sorry to interject. Is that left or right?
So the top arrow that is pointing to the left, this one here, the same that it is on this chart, is the arrow that represents your focus. And when you have this focus with the arrow pointing to the left, then this is that you're somebody who has a high focus capacity, meaning you can sit down and study for a certain amount of time. You can fall deep into the rabbit hole and learn and go deeper, and you don't need to step back to look at the big picture. You have a very narrow-minded way of taking in information. This is the way schools have been structured. This is the way our classroom and all of our studies have been based on, is you sit, you listen, you learn, you write things down, you memorize. And that is in there, full stop. But for all of you who have this right top arrow pointing to the new paradigm, pointing to the right, so opposite to here, you're somebody who has a peripheral way of learning. Meaning it does not serve you to sit down and be in a classroom for 6 hours a day and try to take in that information. You have a completely different way of taking things in. You can be just sitting here and like eating your dinner or like scrolling on your phone. Information is absorbed into your system in a completely different way. And it is interesting because it is also how information gets taken out of you. You might not even realize how much you know until somebody asks you something. So for example, if you are a coach or if you're somebody who like talks to the camera, creates content, it might be easier for you to have a friend come in and ask you questions. Because for you to just talk into the ether and just like, start explaining things won't be as easy as somebody who has the arrow the way that I have. And so this means that you're somebody who really needs to take breaks. You need to take a breather, take a step back, look at the big picture, do things still make sense? And there's this technique that is called, I think, the Pomodoro technique, the tomato technique. And this is that you learn for 20 minutes, you focus for 20 minutes, and then you take like a 5-minute break and then you come back. So these are the things that really help you to understand that the way that you learn is very unique. And that all of the structures that we have in place right now in the way that you've probably grown up in the school system don't really serve you. And so there's a whole new development of different ways of learning, which is like child-led learning or learning because of your passion, your desire, all of these like unschooling. These are all much more fit for people who have this top right arrow pointing to the right. They're not fit for people like me, right? So because we are in this new paradigm, but still one foot in the old one, we can feel this new frequency shift changing. We can see all of you that have arrows pointing to the new paradigm being disruptive and needing change and really deeply feeling that maybe it's not that there's something wrong with you, but maybe it's just that the system has not been created to fit your unique needs. And so the last arrow is the arrow of strategy. And this one is so important because if you have this right bottom arrow pointing to the old paradigm, pointing to the left like I have, then this means that you're strategic. This means that when you manifest, you can do a list and be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, this is what I desire. This is you doing a to-do list and feeling super excited for like checking off your little to-do list. And it is about being able to create a strategy, a business plan, everything that gives you structure, okay? But if you have this arrow pointing to the new paradigm, the right bottom arrow pointing to the right, then this can be the thing that is keeping you from moving forward. And I have to say that this is one of the things that I've seen the most with my clients that I like support to create their businesses. They've been working with other business coaches and they get the strategy. You have to do A, B, C. This is the way it works. There's no other way. And I remember I had this one client for a whole year. She did not start her business because her business coach had given her these set of rules, the strategy she had to follow. And she was so paralyzed that she needed to follow the strategy. And it felt so jarring to her system and her energy that she couldn't move forward and she was stuck until human design gave her this permission to be like, no, just start. Just start. You don't need a strategy and you'll figure it out along the way. And it was incredible to see her soar and really like get her business off the ground so quick once we released that it is so essential to understand that these systems run deep, that our societal condition comes from such a young age. And when we don't have references, when we don't have people that we aspire to be like, and this is something I really encourage you, no matter what your arrow is, again, all of this information gets filtered through being able to understand, okay, listen, I am this way, and I'm gonna just start following content creators that talk about being strategic because I'm strategic. But then if you're not, and you don't thrive on consistency, look for Instagram accounts, for example, that post every now and then, but still have 300,000 followers. Like there's somebody out there that is living their truth, and that's why they're magnetic. And that's what makes them authentic. Because what happens is that every time we move against our arrows, it is pulling us away from where we're meant to be. And so this is like the most clear example that I have. When we look at these arrows, for example, right? I have all of these arrows looking to the old paradigm. Every day I wake up at the same time, I eat at the same time. And this is what gives me solace. Like I enjoy this. This is the truth of my core. Like I do not care. Call me boring. I will go the same street to the same direction. Even like I just hate when things are like spontaneous and they need a shift. I'm like, no, but I have a structure. I have a strategy. What do you mean we're being spontaneous here? Okay. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, today I'm gonna drop my daughter off school and then I'm gonna bring these boxes to the post office and then I have a reading in the afternoon and I'll have a meeting and I'll go for dinner with my friends. And kid you not, I will wake up, bring my daughter to the school, bring off the packages, do my reading, have a meeting, and then I'll go off and have dinner with my friends. But if you are somebody who has these arrows pointing to a new paradigm, you can tell me, listen, this morning or today, I have planned to bring my friend to the airport, drop off these packages, have a meeting, and then meet my friends for dinner. And this person will bring their friend to the airport, and at the airport they will meet another random friend and they'll be like, you know what, oh my god, yes, let me take you, show you the city. They will bring that person into the car and then they will forget about the packages and then they will move the meeting and then they will like have late lunch and they will cancel dinner and then they come back at 4 o'clock in the morning and they're like, oh my god, you have no idea what my day was like. And I was like, how was your day then? Because when you have these arrows pointing to the left, your life is unpredictable, and that is the aligned way of living. So this is very personal, but the father of my daughter, who I'm separated from, he has all of the arrows pointing to the other side. And every time we used to go on holiday, I would be so exhausted because he would be like, yeah, we'll see, we'll do breakfast at 12 and then maybe we'll have lunch at 4. And it was like summer where everything's spontaneous, where there's no rules and there's no structure. And at the end, I'm just so exhausted because my active brain is like, but I want my structure. I want to know when I'm having lunch. I want to know when I'm having dinner. I want to know what we're doing. And really having this experience of seeing how somebody will operate on such a different level and completely opposite for the other, and that both are correct. If I would go to the airport and meet a friend, I'll bring them to the city and I'll still deliver the packages and I'll still do my meeting and I'll still have my call and I still will meet up for my friends for dinner. Like I can have whatever distraction coming into my life or spontaneity and I'll be like, I'll see you, I receive you, thank you so much. And I will continue to do the stuff that I have on my list to do. Okay? And so none of these are wrong, but they're just such a beautiful representation of understanding how your energetic authenticity is meant to move through life. And so once we understand that there's really nothing wrong with us and that we just have this beautiful way of operating, we will realize that we are really here to move towards what gives us energy. And as I said yesterday, and I want to highlight this again, your energy is your barometer. Trust yourself. Don't shame yourself. When you're noticing that the way somebody told you to do things isn't working for you, be like, okay, maybe it is not that I suck. And maybe it is not that I am a horrible person that doesn't deserve love and success. Maybe this is a chance to actually love myself. Maybe this is an opportunity to really look inward and be like, okay, what works for me? And how can I make all of this move to my advantage? One of my favorite lessons that I've learned is that every trigger that appears in our life, every situation that causes us some kind of discomfort, pain, this feeling of like wanting to yell, being mad, feeling misunderstood, this heat coming up, all of these things are in your periphery. They come into your auric field to awaken certain parts of yourself that allow you to realize, oh, there's something I need to heal. There's something I need to mend. There's something I need to attend to. And so when you tend to that pain and that question and that uncertainty that comes up, that trigger, that is when you're like, oh, I'm grateful for what's happening. I actually see how this is a divine opportunity that has been put in this place, in this moment, for me to be able to really deeply understand who I am and how I can open my life to accommodate my authenticity, and that I no longer have to sacrifice my true desires and who I truly am. If I would have understood my human design before, like the shame that I was carrying for not being able to fit in, the way that I had absolutely put myself in this very dark hole just because of the shame and the blame that I was carrying for not having consistent energy, for not being able to live the life that I really wanted, no matter how much I tried. I just couldn't understand why I was putting so much effort into everything and I still wasn't seeing any results. And I truly believe that the moment that I understood that I was a projector in my human design, it was like miraculous healing. Within a year, I completely healed my autoimmune disease. My weight went back to like something that felt safe. I started meeting these incredible people. Opportunities started opening. I started to feel recognized. It was wild what it gave me. And so once you really step into the possibility that who you are is exactly who you've come to be, and that when you allow yourself to move with your authenticity, where things don't feel like shit all the time, okay? There's this idea like, oh no, like the way that I grew up is you have to be, you have to be okay, you have to do fine in all aspects. And so I was so bad at math and all the numbers stuff, and I still despise it. And every day after school, I had to spend my time learning math. And I think sometimes, like, what if all that time that I invested to be mediocre at best at some shit I've never used again, I would have invested in my creative side and things that I would have loved? How would my life look like? And so we have this kind of twisted concept that we need to suffer, that there's something bad about us, that we have to earn our worthiness, when really, why do we have joy? Why do we have this heart-opening feeling? Why do we feel energetic and passionate, and we can be so excited about certain things, and then other things we're like, I'm yawning, like I can't even think, like I'm foggy. What is this? There's a reason your body responds, no matter what energy type you are, to the things that bring you joy and lightness and make you feel good and that you're good at. And you're good at these things because no matter how weird you think you are or the little quirks you have, those weird things are uniquely to you. And your purpose is to step into those gifts that you carry and combine all of those weird little quirks that you have to create something that is uniquely to you. Yes? Have we understood how these arrows work? Okay. There are only three things right now that are certain. What is the pattern that have led you to what is? And what is going to happen if you don't change the behavior that has led you here? You will never become the person your soul desires by continuing to do everything exactly as you have until today. Because somebody wise once said, nothing changes until something changes. Your feedback these last 3 days has been so incredible. I am eternally grateful. I have gotten so many questions on how you can deepen your knowledge about the human design system. And if you have enjoyed these last couple of days with me, my energy, my way of explaining things, and have resonated with my story, here is a chance to make a decision that can completely transform your life. So before we move into the meditation and before I choose the winners of a little free mini reading with me, I want to share with you an incredible opportunity my team and I have put together. So for those of you who feel like we have just touched on the tip of the iceberg, and I know so many of you have so many questions, but we have just literally touched the tip of the iceberg in knowledge and transformation these last days. For this, and all of you who are yearning to learn more about human design, I have an incredible opportunity for you. Right this moment, my team is opening the doors to the enrollment of the Transformational Human Design certification, and I'm gonna take a couple of moments to break it down for you. I invite you to stay with us and listen, because even if you don't feel called to learn more about human design, what I'm going to share with you is going to be super expanding. I truly believe that you are here because you are indeed in the right place at the right time, right here, right now. And I will also be talking about the offer and its cost. So basically, I'm going to be talking money. And I know money is a sensitive topic for most of us. And as we moved through a lot of limitations yesterday, I invite you to just be present in your body during these next 10, 15 minutes so that you have a chance to witness your reaction. This is an opportunity to look at what fears, what limiting beliefs and judgment comes up inside you that still needs to be addressed. So watch for any self-sabotaging patterns that want to resurface or are old but still familiar, okay? Here's the thing. It has actually been said that we don't choose human design, but that human design chooses us. And for those of you who feel the call like I did only 5 years ago, when I had 1,000 followers on Instagram and they had no idea about that I was into spiritual stuff, and I literally had no idea about building a business, it is crazy. If I think about all of the accounts, like the Instagram, we're at like nearly 100,000 followers on all of my social media platforms that I've built from scratch the last 5 years. So for those of you who are ready to trust yourself and your own truth, who are ready to give themselves the chance to create an extraordinary life and are willing to lead us into the new paradigm, this is for you. So let's look at this. I'm going to share with you some of the information of the training. And this has been such a legacy project. Never in my life would me, somebody who dropped out school at the age of 16, think that I could be somehow some kind of a guide or teacher. And so our specific transformational human design certification methodology is not your typical training, because I will be there for you during 12 months. And these are all of the amazing things that we've put together. So the full training is 4 levels. You'll have endless human design information. I'm going to explain exactly what is in these 4 levels. You have an integration questionnaire, because I don't want you to sound like me and I don't want you to sound like anybody else. And these integration questionnaires will help you develop your own story, connect to your own human design experiences, and really understand how to share it in a way that lands. And so this is such an important process. You will have access to the Holding Hands portal. If you are inside the Telegram right now, this community of like-minded souls, the way that we are hyping each other up in there, where you can ask anything for anybody and people are like, this is my first workshop, I'm doing a reading, and we're all supporting each other, is such a beautiful, beautiful place that we have cultivated alliance. Every month, I will perform a reading analysis, so you really get to learn how to read and get better at doing readings. We have every single month another sit down with me where I will answer all of your questions, and it is like this once a month, where we hang out with beautiful souls that are together on this journey of getting to know ourselves and the people that we love, and maybe make a business out of it. And this is something I absolutely love. We invite a guest every single month to talk about any kind of topic that could be interesting for us, okay? So you don't only get time with me, but you get time with other experts that we invite. What is inside the transformational training? So in level 1, you will get the whole story of human design. Blessed be the heart of Ra Uru Hu, the guy who channeled this information. I go deep into the mysticism of where this information comes from. You will get access to the 5 energy type short films. And I just want to say, these are, not to like toot my own horn, these are pieces of art. I don't think there's any human design video that is as beautiful. It looks like a fashion film, but it goes deep in information and it has such a profound cellular activation. I teach you how to read a human design chart and understand the energy type. This is so fascinating because I didn't realize people didn't know. Just by looking at a chart, you can see what energy type somebody is. You're gonna understand the mechanisms of the energy centers. This is so deep, and you will see a bit of it today in the meditation, because this is about your trauma. This is about connecting illnesses, why you have an autoimmune disease, why your grandfather passed away from a heart attack. You will understand your purpose, the karma you've come to correct, the challenges you're meant to experience. And we will go deep into the individual mechanics of each energy type. Of course, on level 1, we won't miss how to make aligned decisions, because this is something that plagues us as humanity. Am I making the right decision? I don't know. I don't know who to trust. And we make lists of pros and cons, thinking that that will help us, when the mind is not here to make decisions. In level 2, this is where we're going to start reading the chart. This is where we're going to understand our circuitry, how the energy work together, how we have these electromagnetic fields that really create sparks. We're going to understand the subconscious, the conscious, the red and black lines. We're going to start looking at how you learn, your profile, the karma you have come to step, and the role you're here to pursue. And we're gonna be getting deep into every single gift that you carry. So the 64 gates with all of its potential, all of their fears, their shadows, and obviously the channels, the 33 channels that come together so that we understand how we have energetic dominance and what we can do to support others. And we will finalize level 2 with the incarnation cross. There's 192 incarnation crosses. This is like your life's purpose, the red thread that connects everything in your life. And now we get to that information that is just like life altering. So level 3 is expansion. This is where I'm going to teach you how to actually structure a reading in the way that is personal to your authentic energy. We're going to look even deeper into your individuality in the way that your energy creates mutation and creates impact and is here to really uplevel the people around you. We're gonna start integrating your astrology and looking at your human design chart through your star signs, which is wild, because if you thought that human design was specific, wait until you get to understand it through the lens of astrology. And then we're gonna go really deep into what we've discussed today, which is the arrows. And so the arrows go far beyond what I touched today. They will also tell you what is the best environment for you to thrive in. They will tell you what kind of food works best for you, how you're meant to digest, what your strongest sense is, and it will really help you move your way through life. And then level 4 is like just an exponential growth of human design information. If you're a human design nerd, you're gonna love this. If you enjoyed day 1 on everything you need to know about the new paradigm, this goes even deeper. So if you want to really learn how to structure a business and how to show up in 2027, this is going to be your most like loved course. I have to say that people just like get their minds blown even more in level 4. You'll learn how romantic relationships work together. So not only do I understand you, but I understand why I'm in love with you. I understand why we have this chemistry. I will also start to understand why there's unrequited love, what I want you so much and you don't care. Okay, this is so beautiful and can be a whole offering in itself if you're wanting to expand and put this in your business. And we're going to get deep, and there's a whole course on human design, money, and business. This can be for your own business, to apply it in your own life, to really activate and understand the frequency of money for yourself. But it can also help you if you're a coach, if you are a somatic healer, if you're somebody who is here to guide others, to help others grow their business. And so there's this deep understanding of learning how to create content, how to show up authentically, how to speak to the world in a way that is absolutely aligned to who you've come to be. This enrollment is going to be the last of the year. You have 7 days to enroll, and these are the incredible bonuses that we have prepared for you, and they are all chef's kiss. We have this beautiful 12 months VIP premium member space. You will get information there, the dates of our live Q&As. You'll have a chart so you can use it for your clients. This is such a beautiful, beautiful curated space for you. This time, this enrollment, you will get a bonus free human design reading from somebody who's already certified, that is on my team, that is a trusted, just like a trusted person that I've been working with forever, that has been certified with me. So you get a free reading to start your journey. You get our most sold source code. This is a human design report that I have written personally, attuned to you. So it is the written analysis. You can join the authenticity challenge, which is how to up level and start embodying your energy type in the full spectrum of owning who you've come to be. Because when we start owning who we are, it is the best way that we can serve as an example for others. You'll have access to the 7-day Holy Hot Glow Up Gallery. This is a 7-day meditation activation where every day you will feel more confident about yourself. If you'd enjoy these meditation these last days, I'm gifting you a full month within the Soft Power membership where you can connect to meditations every single day. We have a workout specific for your energy type. And because everybody really, really loved this, we're like, give them everything that we have. We have put the Radiant Body Reset PDF, which is a 5-day meal plan to really up level, get yourself clear, move out of any kind of resistance, and really step into a cleansed energetic field. And all of this, level 1 to 4, the complete training right now has €1,000 discounted, and you will get it for a one-time payment of $3,333 because we love our angel numbers. But if this is too much of a stretch, we also have the split payment, 3 months, 6 months, and other options available to you. Also, this is the first time that I'm offering a premium VIP transformational companionship. So if you want to work even more personally with me, there's a whole another opportunity for you to join, but this is going to be through application only because it is a completely different price point that is only for a couple of people. So here's the thing, my beautiful souls. This has been the most transformational experience I've had. I thought human design was just for me, but I've realized that the biggest transformation that it has created is in the people who are joining and have joined our training. And I see a couple of faces here. So if you want to say some words of encouragement to those of you who are at the verge, I want you to know that I never want the investment to be the thing that stands in the way. The biggest thing that I truly care about is that you understand how learning to read a human design chart can unblock you, expand you, and offer a complete new life experience you didn't even know existed. It was unfathomable that I would have the life that I have right now. And actually, I pinned this. I didn't prepare this, but I pinned this. You can see here, 10th of August, 2020. This was my manifestation list. This was like, if I make 3,000 euros a month, I'm done. Like, that is success. I want to just see 5-7 clients a week. I want to be in Vogue, which I actually manifested, which is very cool. I want to have 5,000 followers. Like, guys, do you understand what this means? Like, I look at this and I'm like, how did this happen? I have no idea how I went from this to, like having this incredible team and being able to sit here with you and having just like this beautiful experience with all of you. And the best thing is that I actually learned to love myself. And that is something that you can't put a price on, because no matter what happens in your life, if you have got your own back, you can create a life that is tailored to your soul, and your heart knows what you're here to do. And I've read with you and I've listened to you, and I know that you know that everything that you desire is possible. And so this offer can offer you a completely new life experience you didn't know you existed. Like I just showed you. For, I don't know why I always have to cry, for your personal development in your love life and your purpose, and especially in your business. And that is why we've created payment plans to accommodate whoever needs them. I am here to help. I truly, truly, truly want to see you win. Okay? I never want money to be the reason you're holding yourself back. Because the truth is, staying stuck is the most painful and expensive decision of all. So if you're afraid that you don't have time, I'm here to tell you, you actually don't need more time. If we're being really honest, you just need to use it differently. Our students are spending 1-2 hours a day, and that is enough to learn a completely new high income skill. And that's the same amount I'm spending doom scrolling on social media, watching Netflix, okay? So imagine if that time invested could generate 5,000 to 8,000 euro a month and actually free your time to manage as you desire. Another fear that I hear is like, what if it doesn't work for me? There are so many fears around being seen and about having permission to have a voice that is allowed to be heard. And maybe your fear is that you won't be capable. It's that voice inside you that says, what if I fail? But this is exactly the conditioning this work is designed to dissolve. This certification isn't another surface level tool. It's a system that reveals why you've been blocked and how to move past it. And you won't be left alone. You'll have 12 months of mentorship hanging out with me, and you'll have structure and you'll have guidance, and it is put in a way that will work for every learning style, no matter your era, okay? The only way you can fail is if you don't show up at all. And if you think like, oh, I've already tried so many things, if you would have known how many stuff that I had tried before finding human design, I truly know what it feels like. But most modalities, they teach you what to do. And human design shows you why nothing else has actually worked, because you were never meant to fit into someone else's strategy. This isn't just another program. This is going to be the missing piece that finally makes everything else click. And if these last days have brought you any insight, expansion, awareness, I just want you to take a moment and imagine, what if you were able to work with me for the next 6-12 months? Where do you see yourself from now? And so with your current situation in mind, are you really going to miss this opportunity? Are you going to keep settling for an average life that feels so fragile that could crumble at any time when the paradigm shifts? Or are you ready to build something solid, something that will carry you when the new consciousness is here? And that is what I want for you. And because of that, I have opened this opportunity for you to attend a free alignment call. This is not a human design reading, but it is an opportunity to sit down with some of the most beautiful souls on my team that I have trusted to help me so that they can deepen your understanding of what is keeping you stuck and what could be the next steps you have to take to up-level your life, your business, your finances. There are only limited amount of spots because we only have a certain amount of time and there's only a certain amount of people, so we're just human, okay? There is only a limited amount of spots for this, so that we can all really put our energy and dedication to give you the time and presence you require. I pride myself of having this gourmet human design experience because I make sure that every single soul that is inside the training understands what this is about. I don't want no woo-woo people who are avoidant and who don't have a grounded understanding of life and how to really be responsible in guiding yourself and others. So, because this requires our time and presence, just know that these spots will go really fast. So I recommend that if you want to have a look inside the training, if you have any questions you'd like to ask, or if you just need some support to understand what is holding you back from up-leveling and creating the life on your own terms, book your call right now. Claudia is putting the link in the chat. And before we continue to choose the winners of the chart, I just want to take a moment. I want you to check out all of the things that we put in the chat. Trust your authority. Trust yourself. I want to thank my team. I want to thank my team because without them, I would not be here. As a projector, the best bet I ever took was to not think so much about what I wanted, but actually started investing in help and support. And I would not be here feeling this love and supported. And it's taken me 3 years to find my fractals without my team. And I want to just take a moment and really thank Claudia, who you've been having conversation with in the chat these last days. She is behind the scenes. She is the rock that is keeping this ship from sinking every single day. I love her to death. She is my friend. She is my confidant, but she's also the person who helps me move forward to bring this human design information in the world. I want to thank Leonor, who you've probably met also if you've ever wrote us an email, who is giving her heart and soul and bringing beautiful energy into every single email and trying to answer all of your questions. I want to thank Olivia, who's always supporting me with any kind of customer support and really guiding others and understanding what they need. I want to thank Antonella. It's crazy what a big team we are at the moment, or not at the moment, we have like achieved to become. I want to thank Antonella for helping me with content on human design certification, Charlotte, who I met as a client and now is guiding others to understand their purpose, Moritz, Christina, who's in Mexico, John, who's also going to be sitting in the calls, and everybody else who has supported me along the way. So thank you. I am so grateful. And now, my beautiful souls, it is time to send in your human design charts so that we can look at your human design reading. Are we excited? Are we excited? Yes. Okay. Let's do this. I actually can never look at the chat because I get so distracted. My projector aura is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay. So many people. Okay, let's take this one. Who do we have? Okay, this is gonna be a fun one. Okay, let's get into it. Sorry. It's too much fun. It's too much fun. Okay, here we have Carla. Carla, are you around? I mean, I hope you're around. Can you like lift your hand maybe? Or I don't know if she's saying something in the chat.
Yes, sorry, I was
Hi.
muted.
So nice to like have you here. Thank you so much for submitting your chart. So here's the thing. The main thing that I think is super important for you to understand is that you have what I like to call the Kanye West channel. Okay, don't cancel me yet. Don't cancel.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Okay, why do you have the Kanye West channel? So the Kanye West channel is the channel that in human design is called the Genius Freak channel. And you will see this when you see connected gate 23 and gate 43. This energy here means that your voice is connected to your mind, that you have a very specific opinion on how the world looks like and the way that you interpret what you experience, and you're here to share your opinion. You're here to be very certain about what you believe to be true. And you have very unique insights and very unique perspectives that you're here to bring into the world. You're here to question the status quo. But what is so interesting is that it really depends on the people that you're talking to. And so as a projector, the invitation is going to be so essential for you not to put a foot in your mouth. Is that an expression in English? Because what can happen is that if you share, this is the thing, you have an antenna. This is Aquarian energy. This is like I'm connecting to like things that other people can't grasp. You have a futuristic antenna that picks up things we're not fully aware yet and we can't grasp. And so when you share this with the wrong crowd, people are going to reject you and be like, you're a bit weird. What are you talking about? But if you wait for the invitation and you share it with the people that truly see you, they're going to be like, oh my God, Carla, you're a genius. Of course it's going to be like that. That is an incredible insight that you have. And so this is the energy of the Genius Freak channel. How do you relate to that?
It's interesting, because I think like the projector energy that I do identify a lot in the sense that I have to feel invited, because if not, I feel yeah, not like awkward, or not like people don't resonate with what I'm saying, or I come across maybe too bold, um of like I just let it out sometimes, like my opinion. And I don't, but at the same time, I don't see myself such Kanye energy so strong, powerful in that sense. I think yeah, it's interesting because it's a mix of being like, I
I
guess, in
think one
some
of
way
the reasons
extroverted, but at
nobody
the same
likes
time
Kanye,
introverted.
it's very interesting. I think the reason Kanye comes across as like so not he doesn't have an invitation. He's a projector as well. And he's just like continuously telling his opinion. And we're all like, who cares about your opinion? You're not invited. Like, we don't want, like, do we need to hear your opinion? It's very interesting. So I think what also is like important for you to understand is that you have channel 4426. And this is all about really knowing how to say things and how to sell things. And this is a very business oriented energy. This is like in the olden time, you were able to sell sand in the desert. And now you can really tap into understanding how to say things so that people hear them correctly. You know how to write an email, you know how to vocalize, you know how to really put things in a way that helps people understand what they hear to hear.
I mean, I work in PR and communication.
Amazing. I love that.
So
Cool.
definitely I do use my words as my work force or work tool.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah. Um, And what does the splenic mean?
The spleen is this, and the spleen is your authority. So the spleen is the way that you are here to make decisions. You're going to come across as cold. It is animalistic. Every single decision for you is going to be this sense of like life and death. And so when people are like, you want to go out for drinks, and you're like, no. And they're like, okay, yeah, relax, relax. Like it wasn't so serious. We were just asking. But for you, because it comes from this very like intrinsic survival, I'm gonna get sick. It is such a deep connected root to this animalistic primal. Even when we were talking about the old paradigm, right? And we were talking about when we were seven-centered beings on day one, this is the spleen, and this is what it represents in the way that we are here to make decisions.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. What else do we have? Okay, let's take, I can see pure generator, manifesting generator energy. Let's see. I don't know the name. That sucks. Giz? Giz? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? No? Okay. Somebody else then. Who do we have here? Okay. Okay, I just need to take this person. Wait. Because somebody who is Star Love Universe needs to have a reading. Like, how have we come to this name? I want to know.
Hi.
Hi.
How are
Star
you?
Love Universe. That is amazing.
Thank you. I love you, Meg.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the Kanye West channel. Okay, a lot of you are here. This is not about having Kanye West energy. Okay, I'm just trying to make you understand just like understand what it is about. So you're actually a very special kind of projector because you are an energetic projector. And when you are an energetic projector, you might feel a little bit different than other projectors. I am, in case you hadn't noticed, also an energetic projector. And so what does this mean? This means that even though you still have to wait for the invitation, there is this pressure within you, there's this drive within you that wants to move forward. And so it can be really hard because you often feel like, I can do it, I can be like everybody else. But unfortunately, life will teach you that actually you have to still wait for the invitation.
That's true.
I feel you. Everybody's like, she's a man, like on my YouTube channel. She's a manifesting generator. I'm like, no, I'm just a projector with too much energy in my defined centers. Another thing that I think is, let me see, you have a very authoritarian energy. This is boss energy. This is like influence energy in your gate 31. This is that people always want to give responsibility to you. They're like, who is gonna tell the parents? And everybody's like, Star Love Universe is gonna tell the parents. I absolutely love this. So you have that. You have what else do you have? You have the one, which I love. The one is like this creative energy. You also have gate 41. Do you do something that is like artistically creative?
I used to DJ before.
Okay, that's good. So gate 41 is the big dreamer. Sometimes your dreams are so big that when they don't come to fruition, it can be so painful. Even as a kid, you might have been somebody who has their head in the clouds. And so for people with gate 41, it's the only people that I tell not to dream so big and actually make tangible little kind of like goals, because you can be dreaming about the biggest stage in the world and it can be very disheartening when those huge dreams don't come to fruition the way that we think they will. And you have gate one. And gate one is all about creating newness just for self-expression. This can be style, this thing can be clothes, this can be business ideas, this can be any kind of expression where your soul is like, oh, I want to create something new. I want to like whatever, remix a new song. There's this newness that wants to be expressed. And the beautiful thing about the one is this creativity. It comes from your soul, okay? Your open personality center is also one of your biggest lessons. So for all of you to understand, when we have defined energy centers mean this is dominance, you are secure, you know who you are. And it's unshakable, okay? If you do not connect to your defined energy centers, there's probably deep childhood trauma that I then recommend my clients look for a psychologist or a trained professional for the specific area that they might have a traumatic experience. For those of you who have an open energy center, if you have issues, problems, obstacles in your openness, that is part of your journey. That is part of your karma. So for you, Star Love Universe, you're here to express yourself, but there could be a really big lesson in your life of not knowing which direction to take, or having a really hard time in kind of like being able to pin down who you are, what style to choose, what type of clothing to wear. There is something about a difficulty in finding the path that you're meant to be going. And so the beauty here is in stop trying to show and prove yourself exactly who you are, because we live in this hyper individualistic world. We live in this world where we're so focused on our branding and our font and how to come across on social media. But the truth is that when you have an open personality center, your biggest gift is not in seeing yourself, but it is actually that you're able to see others. And so when we mix this with being a projector, you have this penetrating aura that is always focusing on the soul of the other, on the personality center of the other. So instead of trying to get frustrated because you don't know your own path, stop thinking about how you're meant to look like, how you're meant to present yourself to the world, or what you need to be in order to find success, and double down on using your gifts of guiding others. You see others so deeply, who they've come to be, what their path is, how they're dressed, their levels of authenticity. And once you use your superpower to guide others into their direction, your own path will slowly open up to you.
You're 100% right on. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're so welcome. I actually have a podcast episode on this open energy center. It's called the Soft Power Podcast. I recommend you listen to it because I know that this energy center is one of the most painful, like hard energy centers to carry, because it is so hard to feel like we don't have direction. We can't have a 5-year plan. And it's so hard to figure out who we truly are.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, let's bring in some manifesting generator energy. Yay! Okay, how excited do I get about doing readings? Oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Alessandra, this is probably pronounced wrong, but like whatever. Give me the Italian vibe. Are you here, Alessandra? Alessandra, where are you? What? I see her. She's raising her hand. Hi, beauty. Don't worry. No stress. We got time. We're doing the meditation.
Here I am.
Hi, so nice to have you.
I'm so excited.
Okay, cool. Amazing. So, one of the things that stands out to me is that you're a manifesting generator and that you have what I like to call the podcast channel. Yes, I put my own names on this, okay? Why? Because the human design names are made out of the I Ching, which is like hundreds of years ago and hundreds of years old, and it's super dogmatic. And you listen to things like the Marrying Maiden, the Gate of Shock, the Gate, and you're just like, oh my God, everything sounds so negative. Okay, so I'll put words on it so that they're easy to understand. This is actually one of my favorite gifts, Alessandra. This is the channel 1333. And so the gate 13 is the gate that has allowed you to be one of these people in this lifetime that is meant to collect and share stories. So the same way that in the olden days, we used to sit around the fire and wisdom got shared from generation to generation to generation, you're here to be that person. You will notice that people are drawn to you, that people want to share their stories with you. And it's not even because you're here to gossip, but you're actually here to listen and to take the wisdom out of those stories and then share them with the world, because you have a defined throat, right? People will listen to you. You don't have to yell. You don't have to be loud. You have this dominance in your voice that requires attention. And gate 33, which is on the other side, I'm getting goosebumps. And gate 33 on the other side of this is all about your capacity of explaining things in a very clear way. And so this is the energy of really understanding that you're here to take in other people's stories, share it with the world. Maybe you've studied journalism. Maybe you wanted to have a podcast. Maybe you love listening to podcasts. You've worked in the radio. There's so many different ways that this gift can show up. But the main is you are here to listen. And so in human design, there's a lot of gifts. It's not only being good at math and being a great athlete. Actually, in human design, the most penetrative gift, the most piercing gift we have is listening. And so you're really here to double down on listening what people want to tell you.
It resonates so much. Everybody wants to tell me their story. Also at the bakery, I heard about everybody issues, and I love listening to them. That's true. I speak with everybody. That's true.
I love it. That is so beautiful. Another thing that I think is really beautiful to highlight is that you're here to create something that will create an impact and lasting change. So you have gate 63, which is all about, it has a business energy, it has a problem solving energy. And so you've come here to create something that will allow people who went through something similar like you did in childhood to no longer have to experience now that you're an adult. So there's something you're here to create that will heal parts of something you experienced as a kid.
I won't cry. Okay. It's so moving.
And so
I think I understand what you mean.
You might experience difficulties in the beginning. So this is something that often comes with like a lot of struggle in the beginning, trying to put your idea into the world, trying to change things, and trying to really be able to create long-lasting change, because change is impactful. But don't let that discourage you. Really trust that whatever you're able to move forward and create this path that allows to heal the pain that you went through will create a new wave of opportunity for the future.
Wow, thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, let's bring in the last person. And then we're gonna do the super beautiful, powerful meditation. Okay. Let's see. Why do I have a feeling I've seen the same? Okay, no. Okay, some PDFs won't open, just for all of you to know. Okay, what other energy types do we have here that we could, I love that we're so many projectors. What do we have here? Manifestor. Let's take a beautiful, powerful manifestor. Okay, this one is gonna be fun. Oh no, where did you go? Are you here? Yeah. Okay. So, the last reading we're gonna do is for Renata. Is Renata in the house? Why do you guys leave your chart and then you disappear? Where are you? Where are you? Renata?
I'm here.
Amazing. Okay, there she goes. Okay. So, I feel like informing is going to be important to you. Here's a couple of things that I really love about your chart. So, something that I really love about your chart is that you have your strongest sense being taste. And I feel like this is quite common for manifestors. Having taste as your strongest sense is that you're here to have a very strong taste. You're here to share with the people what you like and what you don't like, what music style you think is good, what food, what restaurant you like, what clothes, what style, what people. You're here to have a strong opinion. You're not here to be digestible. You're not here for everybody to kind of be okay with your opinion, but your opinion is incredibly important. And so you have a specific way of flavor that you're here to share with others. Renata?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you want to say something to this?
Well, I agree.
Okay. Let's bring some last person to hit this home, to see if we can dive a little deeper into the comprehension of the chart. Okay. Why do I always open? Is Giz back somewhere? There's a reason her chart keeps popping up. I love that we have okay, let's take Sona. Is Sona around?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, amazing. Okay. Sona.
Yeah.
You are a manifesting generator. And so what I love about Sona is that she has the most manifesting generator energy ever. And that is the 2034. And this is all about being able to really manifest your reality. Whatever it is that you're here, that your sacral desires, that is what you're meant to bring into the world. But you need to use your voice. Why is this the manifesting generator channel? This is busyness. This is I got shit to do. I have things to work out. I'm doing. It is this constant movement, and it wants to be expressed through your throat. And so we can always see, she didn't say, right? If you look at the chart, you don't see that it says manifesting generator. How do I see that she's a manifesting generator? Because she has a defined sacral and she has a defined throat, and they are connected. And so because of that, I can read that she's a manifesting generator without having to read her description. Okay, and this is the energy that is representative. It is really following your gut. And when you follow your gut and you express it, you see this full line that goes from her sacral, her desires, her creativity, her joy, her sensuality, directly to wanting to be expressed through the voice. And this is the direct channel of manifestation. Okay. What else do we have? One of the things that I love about her is that she has a 6 profile. Let me know if you have a 6 profile in your human design. This is my favorite profile to have, and I'm going to share this and then we're going to get into the meditation. So the profile in your human design is the way that you're meant to step into leadership, share information, but it allows you to understand how you live through life. And so what happens is that as a 6 profile, you will have 3 distinct life phases, okay? You will have 0 to 30, where your life is gonna feel like a mess, where you're trial and error, trying things out, getting your hands dirty, falling on the floor, getting back up, and life is just chaotic. And then when you turn 27, when you start becoming mature and you start realizing I gotta get my ducks in a row and your Saturn return starts, you are then ready to move from living life as a 3 profile, really like just a roller coaster of life. The first 30 years are like a 3 profile, which is what I have, for example, right? And so when you move through that Saturn return, you start maturing and you're like, okay, I gotta step onto the roof. Because in human design, each profile line, each profile number is a certain step on the house. So you have the ground level is 1, 6 is the roof. So you move on from the living room as a 3rd line, your first 30 years as a 6th line, you live them as a 3. You move on top of the roof by the end of your Saturn return. And when you are on the roof, this is when you start seeing life differently. This is when you start getting recognition. This is when you realize that you're here to take all of your life experiences that you've been through in those first 30 years of life and share them with the world and share them with your community. And so this is when you really have to understand that there's nothing you can do to hide from authority. There's nothing you can do to hide from recognition. And there's nothing that you have to do to catch people's attention. You have always had really high standards. And you are here to prove to yourself that you are as powerful and as valuable as you know deep down that you are. And then the 3rd life cycle is in your Chiron return from 50 to the end of your life. This is when you will have a new energy. This is when you are really here to, I always say, like, write a book and share your life with the world, share all your adventures and what you learned with the world. And so the main thing for 6th line is you're here to create your dream life, to really stop micromanaging everybody else and focus on creating your dream life, and you will find your soulmate. The 6th line always has a soulmate in their life. And as an example of, if you want to watch a documentary to understand better how the 6th line looks like, I recommend you watch 2 documentaries. One is J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, has a 6th line. She's a generator, but she has a 6th line. And so you see her career being like, first 30 years, she's confused, she's a waitress, she's a backup dancer. Then when she turns 30, she has her hit single, she becomes a world star. When she has 2 children, she slows down a bit, she's out of the limelight. And when she turns 50, her Chiron return, her 3rd life cycle starts booming. She does a striptease on the Super Bowl. She's in the Hustlers movie, and she's like on fire. The other person, Sona, that I think is really interesting, and everybody who has a 6 profile or a 3 profile really, is Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson started out being a Playboy bunny, Baywatch. She was confused. She didn't know what she was doing with her life, found the love of her life, Tommy, whatever the guy was. And then she moved out of the limelight when she turned 30 something, right? Like, they had this breakup, it was a bit of a drama, and she took a step back to really nurture other things that were important to her. She's a manifesting generator. But when she turned 50, her sons created this Netflix documentary. She has been a hit show on Broadway, and now she's the co-owner of a natural skincare line. And I have no idea how Pamela Anderson became the representative of a natural skincare line, but I'm buying it, and I love her rebrand. So really understanding that you have these beautiful 3 life cycles in your life is essential to stand in your purpose.
This is so amazing. Thank you so much. And you are so totally like purely right. I want to share with everyone. I'm turning 32 in 2 weeks, in like October 11. I'm Libra, and really like my 20s were about chasing, having like this early, I was too young, and having leadership roles, managing projects, like huge ones with high valuation. And last couple of years were like, this is not the life I'm living. And I was somehow being in the projects where there was not so much space to have this pure leadership. I abandoned my corporate job that was paying super high just 7th of September, and I was like, I want to have rest. I want
Congratulations!
but Maike, like I was like, I'm gonna have rest by the end of this year. I'm gonna just do yoga, meditate. I couldn't. Like second day, I was like, well, what is happening in this city? Tech event. I'm there meeting people. Already have some discussions for another projects, and then I found this thing, and I'm here. I already booked a call with like your team. So
Amazing.
yeah, it is so fantastic that my mom keeps telling me, are you just living in constant stress? I'm like, but that's how I feel alive.
It's the manifesting generator
Yes,
busyness.
yes,
That is
yes, yes.
incredible, Sona.
So thank you so much. This
Oh, I'm so
resonates
excited.
so like so
It
purely
feels
to what
so
I
aligned. That is
thank you so
so
much.
beautiful. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
sharing. This is such a
Sure.
beautiful way to end these little mini readings. And now I'm going to prepare everything. Sona, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for sharing your chart, for being open, for listening, for being vulnerable. I'm going to use the restroom, put on my little candles, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes to end this beautiful day with the lovely meditation. And I'm so excited to see you in a little bit. And until then, this moment, use it to look at the training, the information, book your call, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay. my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls that I've had the pleasure of spending the last days with you. I know the volume is always a thing. I am so grateful for all of you spending this last evening together. Evening for me, I don't know where it is where you are. And let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Let me know how we are vibing. Let me know how the volume is. This helps a lot because we all know it's hard for me to assess. Can somebody give me an okay on the volume? Oh wait, I got the chat open so I don't. One moment. Okay, yes. I'm so grateful for these days as well. You know what the beautiful thing about human design is that I didn't understand when I started? Is that I thought that I'm gonna have this high income skill that I'm gonna help other people with, but the ripple effect it has had on my life and the people around me, I actually, okay, let's yap. Okay, the last day I'm gonna share with you. The other day, I went and had a couple of drinks with a friend I hadn't seen in so many years, pre-human design. I actually knew from 20 years ago. I used to be a singer. I know, you can find me on YouTube singing. And he was like, wow, Maike, you are reversing your age. And not because of physical appearance, but about how I feel as a person to be around. I am so much more lighter, more joyful, more fun, less rigid. It has given me such freedom, this releasing of this deep-seated shame. I actually put this on, but I'm gonna take it off because I'm a highly visual person and this does not match my outfit, ladies and gentlemen. So it was so interesting, and it's not the first person who's telling me that I really feel like the older I'm getting, the wiser I'm getting, the more compassion, empathy I have for myself, and understanding your human design and understanding how to really read the system is so rewarding for oneself. Okay. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And another deep breath in through the nose and let it all go. And I want you to lift your hands, and you don't see me because the screen is kind of locked. Let me see. But I really like to stretch my fingers as high as I can to really, and I tense them. There's energy, like it's pulling me one side to the other to really grasp the bigness of my energy field. I really want to be responsible for you cultivating energetic intelligence in the times of AI and uncertainty. You need to become very smart about reading energy. And so it starts with getting to know your own. It starts with really sitting in your own energy. So really start stretching your body and sensing and feeling and really moving into this idea of understanding and visualizing your auric field. You can close your eyes and just move your arms around. Allow a childlike curiosity to just give a sense, allow an image to come to mind. How does your aura feel and look like? Is your aura opalescent? Is it glittery? Is it shining? Is it opaque? Is it rigid? Is it fluid? Is it moving? Does it breathe? Is it its own entity? How can you tune into the color, the strength, the vibration, the vitality, the clearness of your energy field. Your energy field, your aura becomes more magnetic and clear the more your actions and your words align. As humans, we perceive the energy of others. And when what we feel and how a person comes across does not match, we do not trust that person. Their radiance is dimmed. And so today we're going to really tune into your energy field. I want you to be semi-aware of your human design chart, because we're going to move through each energy center. So I'm gonna be making this meditation, this subconscious dice for everyone, but focus on the specific attributes that pertain to your unique design. Take another deep breath through your nose, let everything go. Really start enjoying the company of your energy. And take a moment to assess, how are you vibrating today? Are there any holes in your aura, in your field, that you sense you need to mend? Is there any leakage that you feel you need to close, a boundary that you've overstepped? Do you feel energetically drained, taken advantage of? Do you feel like your aura is squirming and small and tight? Then use your arms, use your imagination, use your childlike curiosity to expand your aura, to awaken it up. Watch it vibrate, watch it change in texture and in color. And once every leakage is mended and every hole is closed, I want you to really enjoy the presence of this cleansed, beautiful, aligned, authentic aura. And as your eyes are closed, you can put your hands on your heart space and start feeling like the surface you're sitting on is lifting you up. Slowly, surely, and safely, you're being pulled up in the air. You can start seeing your room from above. You can start seeing the building, the house, the home from above. And you're starting to float in the air, in the sky, seeing just this ocean of little streets and house lights. It is warm, it is cozy, you feel safe, you feel light, you feel at peace. And you're noticing how you're being taken to land in your favorite place in nature. And as you softly land on the fresh grass that you're feeling underneath your feet, or maybe it is a warm sand, whatever it is where you are, really connect to how this place in nature is making you feel. Feel the texture of the soil underneath your feet. Is it cool? Is it crisp? Is it warm? Is it soft? Smell the air. Take it all in. Really feel that childlike joy within you. And once you have connected to that essence of pureness and innocence in your heart, you can relax your arms. And I want you to see a door at the top of a mountain, not far away from where you are right now. And I want you to walk up the mountain until you get to the door. And you open that door with your hand. And you find steps. You start taking each step down, feeling more relaxed, more cozy, more safe every step you take. Step 9, step 7, step 5, step 3, step 2, step 1. And as you find yourself deep in the earth, warm and cozy and safe and protected, I want you to walk along this path that brings you towards this little nook, this little cave. And when you've sat down inside this cave, I want you to imagine that you're rolling your eyes back into your head. It will activate your subconscious. And I want you to imagine as if those eyes can move down your spine and down into the energy center of the root. The energy center of the root in your human design chart is at the bottom of your spine. And this energy center of the root represents stress, adrenaline, and pressure. I want you to put all of your intention of cleansing out that energy center, of letting go of any stress and pressure you've been holding on to recently that doesn't belong to you. To really empty out any energetic mist, any cold, hardened pieces of distress, pressure, stagnation, feeling frozen, and really melt with the warmth of your intention, your heart, and your soul. Every little residual to let go of. And if you have a defined root, I want you to really honor and sit in the power and dominance of understanding how to deal with the pressures in your life. And owning and being okay with that energy to exist in your energy field and body. And understanding the intelligence of our own uniqueness. Let go of all pressures that aren't yours and welcome all clear, clean, dominant energy. Now I want you to move towards your right side. This is where the solar plexus lives. This is your emotional center. This is where you've been feeling way too much for way too long. This is where your emotional wave resides if you have an emotional authority or a defined solar plexus. This is that you will be taken for highs and lows. And I want you to own and embody the truth that this is what brings depth into your life. And embrace that it comes with this adventure of an emotional wave. And for all of you that have an open solar plexus, I want you to cleanse and clean out any emotional residue that has been stagnant. Any intense feelings that no longer belong to you, that you have held on to out of safety to protect yourself. And acknowledge the hard lessons of confronting emotions. And so set the intention of cleanse and cleaning the solar plexus until there is no more emotional residue left. And you can come back to feeling cool, calm, clear, and collected. And now I want you to shift your awareness to the sacral center. And you can use both of your hands and put them at the height of your belly button. This is where there's fire. This is where there's joy. This is where there's creativity, juice, sensuality, and everything that is created in the world has come from this place. And if you are a generator or manifesting generator, then you know this to the core. You need to be unapologetic about what this center is telling you, to follow it like a blind person, to allow it to guide you to whatever adventure it desires, to deeply step into being able to be unapologetic about what you desire, what you enjoy, and the sensual nature of this energy. And if your sacral center is open, meaning you are a reflector, you are a manifester, or you are a projector, then I want you to now release all the tension and pressure that has been building up for you to continue to do more. And I want you to remember that every single time you think you have to continue and work harder, it is a sign from this sacral center that is letting you know it is your time to step back. And I want you to cleanse and release all pent-up energy of doing, of musts, of shoulds, of compromise. And I want you to replace them with boundaries, with love for self, with trusting your inherent ability to be loved for who you are and what you desire. Cleanse the sacral center now. Watch the residues melt down onto the lap of your legs and into the surface underneath you. Watch the sacral pressure dissipate and clean completely. Open, ready, empowered, calm. Take a deep breath if you need to use your breath to continue to release stagnant energy in your energy field. And now I want you to put your intention on the energy center of the spleen on your left side. This is survival. This is a matter of life and death. This is animalistic, intrinsic, and wild. And even though your fears might hold you hostage here, today you release all fears that won't help you tune into your instinct. Today you release all limitations that are not here to up-level you into connecting to your intuition. You're letting go of all the stories you've been told that have been keeping you small. All the fears that don't belong to your own path, all the limitations and worries that do not belong into your path to success, abundance, and self-fulfillment. Release, let go of all fears, limitations, scarcity. And for all of you who have a defined spleen, trust your intuition. Do not look for sense or logic, but understand that you will find all wisdom of all generations that have made that you exist right now, right here. Leave their wisdom within that center that you can always recall whenever you need it. Claim your intuition now. And now we're moving to the heart. We're moving towards the ego. But the ego in human design is nothing negative. It is desire, it is competition, it is comparison, and it is the force of nature of your heart wanting what your heart wants. And if you have a defined ego, I want you to give yourself permission right now to understand that you are here to experience continuous abundance, the beauty of what others might find ethereal. But with a defined ego, you are the rare 30% of the population who will thrive on competition, who are here to really use their heart to follow their desire, who are trustworthy to the core and will never let anybody down, and who are meant to experience bliss in the third material plane. The material plane is your playground. Have fun with it. Defined ego. And for all of you other beautiful open ego, open heart souls here, I want you to let go of the need of having to succeed or buy or purchase or hold on to just to prove your worth. No is the most magnetic word you can use because you no longer commit to things to prove that you deserve attention and love. With an open ego, you will have a karma around making, saving, losing money. But you will become the wisest on how to utilize it in a way that fits the pureness of your heart. You do not thrive on competition. You do not want to compare. Your heart is open to understand and live out success in so many different variations and expressions. Let go the need to prove yourself and embrace the pureness of your heart. And now I want you to set your intention on the center of your chest. This is your personality center. This is your guide, your connection to the divine, your channeling of your soul expressed. If you have a defined personality, if this center is colored in, then you know exactly who you've come to be in this lifetime. And there will be no environment, no people, no offer, nor circumstance that will ever pull you away from being exactly who you are. And you will have a strong magnetism, a magnet that is telling you exactly which path to take. Even if you don't always know your destination, trust that you are always on the divine path to meet your purpose. Claim that energy of knowing. And for all of you who have an open personality, welcome the karmic invitation, the karmic connection you have to those that have a defined personality center. Because through the divine intervention of those souls that inspire you, of those souls you choose to walk along, you will find your own path. Let go of the need to perform. Let go of the need to be certain. Stop wasting your time on trying to prove to everybody who you are, because your wisdom, your gifts, your light does not come from constantly searching who you are, but it actually comes through tuning into seeing others' path and mirroring back so miraculously who they've come to be. If you have an open personality center, cleanse away any need to define. Let go of all the characters and personalities that you've tasted and tried and have gotten a flavor of, so that you can come back to yourself as a clean, clear, blank canvas. Ready to experience, ready to guide, ready to see others. Pull out any residual, any energetic mist that is giving you a definition that you don't own. Bring the warm intention of your heart into the center to cleanse out like a washing machine, to melt any cold, hardened residuals, and watch every single drop move down your abdomen, your legs, onto the surface, never to appear again. Take a deep breath and feel the breath really moving through this energy center and drying out anything that doesn't belong to you. And now I want you to move to the energy center of the throat. This is your gateway to communicate with the world, to manifest your dream life and your reality. And if you have an open throat, I want you to now let go of any pressure that you feel, any fear of not being heard of, any weird quirks that you have adopted to catch people's attention, and really deeply understand and embody that everything you're meant to say will have its purpose and its time. You just have to trust its divine channeling. And if you have a defined throat, then I want you to double down on that power, because you do not need to yell, you do not need to overshare. You truly know how to connect deeply to the energy that is your strong, defined voice. It is dominant, it is empowering. And if you have an open throat center, remember, you're here to cleanse any energy and let go of any certainty, so that your voice can become a voice for those who don't have one. And now we're going to move into the third eye, the ajna. Visualize it between your brows and open yourself up. Let go of any fixed ideas or fixed notions. Let go of that need to be right, and embrace the opportunity to become wise if you have an open ajna center. Release the need to tell everybody what you think, and open up to the wisdom of embracing what everybody else might think. Release the pressure on the pineal gland. Open the doors to the possibility. Open the doors to start seeing the world through this third eye. cleanse, release, wash out. And if you have it fine, Ajna, sit in your certainty, sit in your dominance, sit in your deep-seated knowing that you have an opinion and that this opinion has been put in this world right now to be shared. And last but not least, I want you to put your focus on the energy center of the crown. The energy center of the crown is a little bit above your head. It sticks out. And so I want you to understand that this is opening up to the pressures of the world and the inspiration of the world. And that if you have an open crown, it is your sign right now to cut off any energetic intertwining that you have from somebody in your life whose worries you are carrying. It is not your job to figure it out for others. Your open crown is here for inspiration, to be in awe of the beauty of life, to be open to receiving divine visuals, divine messages. Cleanse, release any certainty, any stagnation, any pressure, any mental chatter that doesn't belong to you. And if you have a defined mind, claim your definition and your dominance. Connect to the clarity and the wisdom that lies in your capacity to solve problems. Your dominance to make yourself assertive. Sit in the power of your mind and honor the radiance that is coming from this energy center. I want you to visualize how this energy center above your head is breaking open, and a warm light is coming from above and is entering your crown and is cleansing and moving and filtering any residual stagnation and energy that doesn't belong to your authentic self. The warmth is melting the residue. It is opening up the pores. It is awakening the cells that have been dormant. And it is slowly trickling down your body, cleansing you from any energy that doesn't belong to you, from any fear that you're here to let go. And I want you to visualize that warm light moving through your crown, through your face, the back of your neck, down your shoulders. That is warm like honey. It is dropping down your chest and onto your belly. You can feel how it's washing away any fear, residual stagnation, smallness, anything that doesn't belong to your authentic self. It is washing away, it is pulling away with it, and slowly melting deep into the ground and seeping into the earth below you. And as you're noticing this warm, caramelized honey melting down your skin, you're feeling lighter. You feel like you can breathe again. You're seeing yourself and your energy so clearly. It is pure, it is open, it is enveloping, it is shining, it is bright, it is spectacular. You're noticing the radiance of your aura getting bigger and bigger, wider and wider, and your heart is filled with joy. that joy that comes from thinking about something that truly awakens the nature of your heart. Maybe this is thinking about a laughter of a loved one. Maybe it is thinking about a pet. Allow this joy to enter your heart and feel how it is amplifying your auric field. And this golden energy of your aura is becoming more and more radiant, more and more full of life and possibility. And you can start seeing your life come into fruition. Your third eye is projecting in front of you, your life feeling fulfilled, where there is no shame and no guilt and no blame, and you are fully in your essence. And you are embodying your dream life without fear, with courage. And you watch yourself wake up in the morning and go through your day and live in your dream house apartment with the most beautiful soul at your side, having the most amazing adventures that you could have ever asked for come and manifest into reality. And as you visualize your life coming into reality, your aura is getting bigger and bigger and brighter, and you do not steal anybody's light. But every single thing your beautiful, magnetic, radiant, pulsating aura is touching is gaining even more light. It is giving even more power, energy, brightness, love, excitement. And you're watching how the full cave is filling up with this beautiful energy. And now I want you to give yourself a strong hug. And I want this truth of your energetic authenticity and its power and its beauty and its uniqueness. Right now, you are shining bright like a star in the sky, sparkling in your own unique way. And we're anchoring your energetic authenticity. With all power defined, you're here to influence and inspire others, anchored deep into your DNA and cells. And breaking wide open all of your open energy centers to invite lessons and learning and wisdom to expand you to this next chapter in your life. And I want you to take a deep breath in and allow that energy to move from your nose up into the peak of your head and down your spine and into the earth. And take another deep breath in and allow it to move through your whole body and down the spine into the earth, and anchoring the love for yourself and your individual purpose and your permission to step into this reality now. Take another deep breath in, hold it, feel that energy spread into every single cell, releasing all negative ions. Hold that breath just one more second and release your arms and release your whole body. Feel the calm, the peace, the truth, the love, the energy of your beautiful being right now. Repeat after me. I promise myself that I will no longer self-abandon my heart's true desires. I trust my purpose. I trust my capacity. I trust my instinct, intuition, and authority to know exactly what my next steps are, without fear, without a lack. I release the patterns that have kept me small. And from now on, I will start living and being the person I dream to become. I claim, I claim, I claim. And when you're ready, you can visualize your eyes wandering back from the root center into your head. See yourself in this cave that is now filled with the gold of your energy, that has been transmuted touch by your unique frequency of empowerment and self-love. And as you move out of this cave to find yourself back to the staircase, I want you to remember that this place of pure connection to the energetic, authentic self is always here for you. And as you move forward towards the staircase, you look back and you can see a trail of shine and glitter and gold essence, leaving a mark behind you. There is a cloud of beautiful, brilliant, activated DNA that you're leaving behind no matter where you go, that has the power to impact every single person and space you come in contact with. Do not ever underestimate the purpose, power, and impact your soul has in this lifetime. And as you find yourself back on the stairs, I want you to feel light and confident, warm and safe, empowered and beautiful as you take those stairs up. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you open back up the door and feel that incredible, beautiful air and smell this fantastic favorite place in nature that you remember so well. You vividly can feel the soil underneath your feet. As you're walking barefoot, you hear the cracks of the leaves. You sense the sand moving beyond your feet. Wherever you are, really sense and notice the texture underneath you, around you, the color of the sky, the smell in the air, the temperature. And I want you to slowly walk down the little hill, little mountain, and back onto the surface that flew you here. And once you're back onto the surface, you're safe, you're secure. You can feel it lifting you up in the air. Moving you away from your favorite place in nature. And slowly you can start seeing in the distance the light of your city or town. And as you're hovering over the building you're in, you slowly come to rest. The ceiling opens and you're softly and securely placed back to the seat you have taken right now, right here. I want you to take one last breath in and exhale. And I want you to slowly come back into this room. Become aware of the noise around you, the temperature around you, the smell around you. And when you're ready, you can start moving your fingers, your feet, your body, and your legs, and slowly open your eyes. My beautiful, beautiful souls, this was an incredible 3-day transformation. I've cherished every single moment with you. I am eternally grateful for your support, for every DM, every comment, every share, every repost. Every time that you share something with somebody else, Human Design can grow. And it has such a positive impact in my life that I can't wait to see this positive impact in other people's life. I am filled with gratitude to be able to do the thing that I love most and share everything that I've learned and all of the obstacles and hurdles and pain that I've overcome with you so that you feel at least a little less alone, and maybe it can help you to ease your growing pains as well. I am so grateful to have you all here. And I'm so proud of you for committing to yourself, because what you're doing here is not easy. Looking inward and really looking at the things that are hurting or the limitations can be very hard. And so I really, really just want to applaud all of you for being here, showing up for yourself. And please, 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 always remember, you're here for a purpose. Your life is not to waste. We have one life. Make it count. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on the truth of your heart. And it may not look like my life or the way that I do things, but have full permission and 100% trusting in whatever your vision is for your life. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, I don't care what anybody says. I love you. Bye, my beautiful.